Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about, I literally sat there for hours. Doordash driver says she can tell we're on the verge of a recession. Here's why. So there is a lot of talks recently about there being a recession again. I know there was a lot of talks not too long ago on the subject. I think it was like at the beginning of the year that they were talking about a recession. Now there's even more talks on it now. That said, that there are ebbs and flows to being a gig worker. And this person is telling us that they could tell we're on the verge of a recession, and that's kind of frightening. So with that said, we are talking about everything that is being said in this article, how it actually is for Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub drivers, customers, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. Are low Doordash orders a sign of a looming recession? A Doordash driver seems to think so. She's ringing the alarm after noticing a sharp decline in food delivery orders. You know, I know that talk has been coming up a lot recently, but I gotta say, are they really though? I want to be clear that everything I'm going to be saying is very market dependent. What applies to me may not apply to you. But I'll tell you what, a lot of the money I'm currently making is currently from catering apps and larger grocery orders, not so much food delivery apps. Is that a sign of a looming recession? Well, it's also summer. There is naturally a slowdown in the summer for all gig apps. Is it a little bit frightening that it's more so on apps like Doordash, UberEats, and Grubhub, which are food delivery, higher luxury items? I mean, maybe, but I don't know if that's a sign of a recession or people just getting tired of DoorDash's nonsense. Fears of a potential recession loom following a weak July job report and an increased unemployment rate to 4.3%. And it's not just the economists sounding the alarm. Regular people are noticing worrying signs in their daily lives. Among them is a DoorDash driver who recently went viral on TikTok. She says she noticed a decline in food delivery orders. TikTok user Ren at Ren Rose posted a video on August 2nd. In it, Ren warns about what she believes are a sign that the country is on the verge of a recession. I'm going to leave her TikTok as well as her profile in the description so you can develop your own opinions on the subject. I feel like there's a lot of these quote-unquote signs of a recession that people talk about that are more on the quirky side. Some people say that if there's a lipstick sales surge, that's a post-9/11 recession. Males' underwear sales stagnate, which is a very interesting one. Tipping decreases overall. Funny enough, that's not even referring to gig workers. That's referring to exotic dancers, which is so funny to me. Dating habits change. Hair salon services decrease. The company fridge fills up. If you work at a W-2 job and you notice the company fridge is filling up a little bit faster than normal, that means there's more boxed lunches available. I'll tell you what, as somebody who does a lot of catering for these corporate offices, their fridge ain't filling up. Luxury watch sales are still on the decline. And then there's some that believe that if an AFC team wins the Super Bowl, then that's a sign of an economic recession, which I don't know about that one, but still, those are all quirky indicators of a recession that seem to be accurate in a lot of cases.
When I tell you that we are on the verge of a recession, the other day I thought that I would do DoorDash to make some extra money, and when I tell you there was no orders coming in, I literally sat there for hours, and maybe one order would come in every hour, and it would always be a low pay order.
Okay, so there's a few reasons for that possibility. Number one is that you're in a very non-profitable market. You have no momentum on your gig app. DoorDash is funny. They want to keep you busy. They don't want to get you busy, so they'll send you an order every now and then. And if you are accepting a succession of orders, they're just going to keep sending it to you. But yeah, I guess I see that. It's also summer. Summer is a slower time. It's usually this time of year, and then things start to pick up for the holidays, and then at the very beginning of the year where things are starting to get slow after the holidays. Usually our best seasons are tax return seasons and Christmas seasons and holiday seasons. Those are typically our best times.
In 2020, I was in grad school and I literally lived off of DoorDash. I paid my bills with DoorDash, everything with DoorDash. And I would decline orders after orders because I knew a higher pay order would come in right afterwards.
Oh, 2020, the good old days when everyone shut in their house and then people were getting stimulus checks and giving their money to us. Good times. Good time. But the fact of the matter is that the golden days of gig work are behind us for now. And there are other gig apps with grander opportunities for sure, but those days are not today.
People literally are not ordering DoorDash. People cannot afford to order DoorDash in this economy.
It depends on who you are. I feel like the people who don't have money are ordering anyway and just not tipping, or they just aren't ordering at all. And then there are people who have the money who haven't really changed their tipping habits overall.
Next day I was like, okay, bet I'll try Uber Eats. And it was the same thing. And I just saw the other day an article about how McDonald's is having trouble making sales right now because people can't afford to buy their meals anymore, and they came out with a value meal for $5, but they're like, we can't keep selling this because we're just not gonna make enough profit off of it. The cost of housing has skyrocketed. We are going somewhere that I'm very, very afraid of.
McDonald's has been going through their own set of stuff too. How many videos have I made on McDonald's recently? Can all of that be stress from the idea that there is a drop in sales? Who knows? I guess you can call those warning signs as well. DoorDash customers admit to cutting back. This video has since gone viral, accumulating over 356,600 views. Many users claim they've been cutting back on food delivery services due to rising costs. The things you do for content, huh? One commenter wrote, I used to be an avid DoorDash customer, but with how expensive food is in general, I'm in no condition to be eating out as much. Well, here's the other part of that as well. You could be an avid DoorDash customer. Back in 2020, it wouldn't cost as much. Now, it's gonna cost you a significant amount. I don't even eat out anymore. I just cook everything at home. It's healthier, and man, DoorDash upcharges so much. Got Chipotle, and it was like $40 for a bowl with guacamole and queso. A second added. Okay, first off, let's acknowledge that that's probably exaggerating to all hell, or they just got all the add-ons and everything that Chipotle now charges a bajillion for. And yeah, there are a lot of delivery fees, but it's a luxury service. That isn't surprising. If you can't afford it, don't use the service. That just makes sense. Ordering from Uber Eats or DoorDash is so expensive. I almost ordered the other day for my $15 meal. It would have been damn near $50, a third commenter said. Okay, again, exaggerating to all hell. Or they're not on Dash Pass or Uber One or anything like that. And they're just accepting the egregious charges. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Could this be categorized as a sign of a recession? I mean, technically that would be tips decreasing, food delivery orders decreasing, and it is a hard time for a lot of people. Don't get it twisted. This is a hard time for a lot of people economically. The prices from 2020 to today are two different worlds, and I really doubt it's gonna come down for anything. That said, this post was put out in August. August is in the summer. Summer is usually much slower than every other season. It's usually just after the holidays, summer, tax return season, and then the holidays are our big money season. And not to mention, everything is market dependent. Maybe what's happening in her market isn't happening in yours. But what does that mean for you as a gig worker? It means the same advice I've been saying 1,000 times over still applies the same way it always has. Diversify your gig portfolio, develop an exit strategy. Treat the gig economy as an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal and not the goal. Save your money. Develop an emergency fund. Invest the excess money into something. The list can go on for days. Either way, do yourself a favor. Prepare yourself financially now, regardless of whether a recession is going to hit or not. So that way, when these things hit, it's not going to affect you as much. Or in some cases, you may actually end up with more money. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.